We're recording now. So we've just been having our wonderful chat about, how we change as soon as the recording starts. It's great. And thank you, Ellie, because you have a full life. I know you have a full life. And laughter yoga is part of it. You're a laughter yoga teacher. And you've done the masterclass. You did the recent masterclass. And Ellie, what were your main takeaways from the masterclass?
I think one of the main takeaways for me was that you can embrace the stillness and embrace just the silence of like the inner spirit of laughter without even having to laugh. Because when I signed up for the masterclass, I expected there was going to be a lot of laughter and the usual kind of laughter yoga exercises. But what I found was it was a completely different perspective on laughter yoga. And even though we weren't doing so much of the laughter exercises, it was quite wonderful that we were still embracing that inner spirit without actually physically activating our laughter buttons, and just more going in ourselves and going into that inner stillness.
Yes.
Still while being joyful and playful. And like the little exercises we did with the fingers.
Yes.
Those are the moments of like the normal silliness of laughter yoga, but it was also just more, in a way, more delicious because we weren't doing it the whole time. So for the most part, we were really still and silent and just kind of exploring movement without music. Because also I do quite a lot, well, I haven't done it for a while, but I used to do a lot of dance, joyful dance workshops and what have you, and that's normally to music. So it's a really different experience without any music at all. So the music you were hearing was kind of the music of your imagination to some extent.
Yes.
And initially I was a bit kind of, this seems uncomfortable, and it actually did feel a bit strange to begin with, but because we had the repetition in each session of okay, let's explore this further, it got easier and easier. And quite honestly, it wasn't what I expected, but it is what I needed at that point in time, because I think with COVID, even though a lot of us have still been exercising and doing our laughter yoga and getting out into nature and what have you, we've lost, to some extent, you've lost some connection. Even if you see each other every day on a Zoom call, it's not the same as being in person. Yet part of that is being more in tune with yourself.
Yes.
Once you're in tune with yourself again, then the connection automatically comes back, even though we still can't physically sort of touch each other and do the laughter, like high fives and what have you. So I'd say it was just a really, really joyful and peaceful and mindful experience, and I really enjoyed it. So great.
Lovely. I mean, thank you. The connection with our stillness, you see, for me is a real intention behind the masterclass, because for me, it's very much about when we feel it, when we experience it, then we can communicate it.
And
it actually works. I find as well. So I got a bit of reverb then, a bit of path, and that connection. When we feel it, then we communicate that, and that happens through Zoom as well as in real life. Well, Ellie, I'm so glad. I was smiling slightly when you said, it wasn't what you were expecting, but it just, but it was what you needed. I've had that kind of experience in different types of session before, and I thought, wow, what have I signed up for? Oh, okay.
I've noticed as well is that before, even though I was doing laughter yoga through the pandemic, I was still I was laughing, but I felt blocked. There was
Yeah.
a blockage almost. I could still laugh, but I didn't feel authentic while laughing.
Yeah.
And since doing the masterclass, it's also unlocked something. And now when I laugh, I actually am laughing like I used to and laughing authentically again. And I think that's also like a really nice side effect that's perhaps been triggered from doing the masterclass, because that part of my laughter has kind of returned, and that's
Fantastic.
really special.
Yes, yes. How fantastic. How fantastic. You also mentioned the repetition, the value of the repetition, the fact, and so coming back and doing it again, having a session, and then the interval in which to practice and play around, and then coming back to it again, and again. So you found that worked for you.
Yes, because then you get, for me anyway, I got more comfortable with, okay, we're going back into the stillness and doing the movement.
Yes.
And obviously exploring at your own pace and in your own way. So it got easier basically. And it was
Fantastic. Yeah.
quite a joyful and quite a fun experience.
Fantastic. Ellie, thank you. And absolutely some words of gold. Thank you for taking the time to not just to share your words, you see, but to share your vibe and to share your movements, and the way and the way you were sort of demonstrating, your experience was also it was very moving, very touching. Thank you very much for taking the time, Ellie. Thank you.
Thank you very much for inviting me. See you again.